So what's going on, guys? It is JM, it is speakboxing. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel before you click on to any of the videos. Also comment below in the comment section if you guys have any opinions on what I'm saying in any of the videos. Like always, it is appreciated if you guys could drop me a quick sub or two on my channel. So former 4-weight world champion Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez says that he's interested in fighting WBA champion Kal Yafai. Kal Yafai, British fighter from Birmingham, picked up the WBA super flyweight title last year when he defeated Lewis Concepcion in the UK, totally dominating him to pick up the WBA title. And Kal Yafai so far as a professional has looked really good. He's really looked dominant in his fights, and he looked especially dominant in his WBA title fight. And now Chocolatito, who was a dominant champion for so long, says that he's interested in the Kal Yafai fight. And I'm going to quote him here. He says, "It's a blessing to know that the WBA has placed me at number 2 in the rankings. I am grateful to the WBA president, Gilberto Mendoza, for this opportunity. I have to sit down and talk with my team, and depending on the outcome of that, I will know what will happen. I would be delighted to face the English champion Kal Yafai, but there's also a possibility to fight with WBO champion Naoya Inoue. My next fight could be made in February." And Chocolatito last fought in September when he was knocked out badly by Saul Rungsvai in their rematch. He lost his title to Rungsvai in the previous fight, losing a majority decision to Rungsvai. A lot of people felt that Gonzalez won that fight, even though he was dropped in the first round and really had to battle in that fight against Rungsvai, but he didn't get the decision. And then in the second fight, he was knocked out brutally, like it was a brutal knockout, and he just didn't really look the same in that fight. Chocolatito, it's like he didn't really get up for it, you know what I mean? Rungsvai looked like he wanted it more, and it's that signs of a shot fighter in Chocolatito, because he just wasn't really letting his hands go, and that's the first sign of a fighter slowing down and becoming a shot fighter, when they don't really throw the hands. And that was one thing about Chocolatito, like he wasn't a defensive wizard or anything like that, but his punch output was so large and so good. He just used to overwhelm opponents and just totally dominate them, and that was a good thing about Gonzalez. But in his last fight against Chocolatito, he just didn't really do that. There were spurts in the fight that he was letting his hands go, but not as much as he used to, and then he paid the price and he was destroyed in 4 rounds. And at 30 years old, he is quite old for the super flyweight divisions and the flyweight divisions. Like, this is the guy who started off at minimum weight, or straw weight for people who don't know what minimum weight is, straw weight. And this was a man who's been a professional for 12 years, and at 30 years old, he is a veteran, even though he is only 30 years old. So it'd be interesting to see what he'd be like when he gets in the ring with somebody like Kal Yafai, if he gets in the ring with somebody like Kal Yafai. If I was him, I don't know, I think I'd rather fight somebody like Kal Yafai than somebody like Naoya Inoue, because Inoue looks very dangerous. Like his last fight against Antonio Neves, he just totally dominated him. And his fights before that as well, Naoya Inoue in Japan, he's just been totally cleaning guys out. So I think Kal Yafai could be the possible route for Chocolatito. I think he could get more money if somehow we managed to get to the UK. He could make some money on an undercard or something like that, on a big fight undercard with Kal Yafai. So financially, that fight could be better than the Naoya Inoue fight. But at the same time, he could headline on a HBO show against Inoue, have a Superfly 2 like they did on September the 9th, because apparently that show was very successful. But we'll just have to wait and see what Chocolatito is going to do. I thought he was going to retire, but he looks like he still wants it, and WBA have given him a high ranking, so it'll be interesting to see where he goes. So yeah, that's all I got to say on this. It's JM, it's speakboxing.